One sound, one scene, one love, one team, one vision, one dream. It's way more than it seems. Aspire, inspire, and we pouring in the others. We gotta stay.
Thanks for tuning in to One Sound, One Scene podcast. It's your girl, Elena Marie, and we are coming to you for a very special podcast, guys. We are paying homage to Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I just want to let y'all know up front, viewer discretion may be advised. There may be some sensitive topics, and so Katricia Sias have a story for us that she want to share with us today, so let's jump right into it. So you had grade 2 breast cancer called invasive ductal carcinoma. You underwent a double mastectomy to keep the cancer from spreading. And we want to know, how did you go through the chemo process? What was the mindset it took to go through the chemo process?
Well, first off, it was the process of telling me that I was diagnosed. When I was diagnosed, it was May of 2022. I was going for my regular wellness, as everyone should every year. Get your checkup, no matter what it is. And prior to that, I saw suspicious in my left breast.
Okay.
So when I went in to do my my checkup, I told my doctor, and she was like, "We're not gonna Google it. We're not gonna we're not gonna second guess it. You know what type of doctor I am. We're gonna make you a mammogram appointment."
Okay.
So 2 days later, I go in, do my mammogram appointment. They biopsy it. It happened on a Thursday, so I had to wait 2 days for my result.
Dreadful.
So the weekend, and then Monday, I'm thinking they're gonna call me. All right, they're gonna call me, and I'm like, "Oh, Miss Pressure, we just assist. We're gonna take care of that." No, come in, and they break it down to me, and they tell me what grade it was. And when she said it, everything was just, I didn't hear it, but I heard it.
Right.
But I didn't hear it.
To process it.
To process it, because like I put in a late time to go to work because I'm going to work, and I'm going in by myself, not knowing that I was going to receive that today.
Right.
So following that, set up a team of doctors.
What would you tell someone that is battling cancer, going through cancer, using one word or more?
Complete resolution.
Dramatic response.
Boom.
From there, the doctors told me this is what's going to happen.
Okay.
You have an option. You can lose your left breast, or you can take away both. I had suspicions in the right, and my decision, I didn't sleep on it or anything. My decision was to just remove both, because we're not doing it again.
Right.
So I was like, well, I have a few things that's coming up. I have vacation and all of that. Because now mind you, I'm 2 weeks after they didn't told me this. And I'm like, I know I have it, but it's not on my mind. It haven't registered yet. So he was like, yeah, go ahead. And we're gonna start your chemo treatment right after vacation.
Okay.
Going through it, it wasn't physically for me. It was more of a mental thing to wrap my head around it, because it was a lot with me.
Yeah.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Like me?
Yeah.
So, moving forward, we started the first chemo treatment. They do a port. They stick you with these needles every time you go. The first set of treatments was every other week, with a shot to follow. So I would do treatments on Thursdays, and then on Fridays I would receive a shot. But before I would leave from the treatment place, they would put a patch on my stomach, and it would eject in at a certain time of the day on Friday. And then what it does is it's like a liquid medicine. You can see it just going into your body. And it'll make you tired and make your bones hurt. It wouldn't be that same day, but it would be the following day when you would get up. You might not be able to move that day. But the side effects, as far as what he was telling me, I didn't receive it. I had my days, but I did get up. I felt it every now and then, but it didn't bother me. But I guess because I was so active, I was an active person, it didn't really
You were
bother
still
me.
working throughout this time, trying to keep a sense of normalcy and
I was
going
still going to work and
for
everything.
your child. Your husband?
My child, my husband. There was days that my crying moments was when I would get up in the morning and go to work.
Privacy. Yeah.
Because I know I had to stay strong for my little girl.
Yeah.
I know you had everything medically that you needed from the hospital and everything to start your treatment and stuff, but what do you wish that you had more of during the process? From beginning to end. And now.
Oh, that's deep.
That's a loaded question.
That's deep. What I didn't need more of because I had my support team that I had wanted in my circle. My doctors was there. I had just a handful of people, and coming from y'all, being that we went to school together and stuff.
Oh, some tissue.
It's not that I didn't want y'all to know, but I had to deal with it on my own.
Oh, you had to.
Right.
And we need no apologies. We don't need no explanation.
I didn't want sympathy from nobody. I had to stand strong because I have a little girl. When I told her, we was coming from my mom's house, and she's sitting down in the back seat. I'm looking at her through the river mirror, and all I could do is see her crying. And I couldn't cry because I knew I had to be strong. But I didn't need nothing extra. I had everything medically, and I had a very small team that I didn't need all the extra because I didn't want everybody to know because I was still processing it mentally.
Right.
Physically, I took it in stride. Like, I had my days. I really did, but I got up. I went to work 6 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the evening, Monday through Friday. When I was doing my treatments, we set it up that I would be off on Thursdays and Fridays. I had the weekend to recuperate. So that way on Monday, I was ready to go back to work. I had days that I couldn't really eat, but I drunk. I had days that when I would eat, the food didn't taste right because it was burning my mouth, and I know it wasn't spicy. It was just a lot, just dealing with
The effects of the chemo.
The effects of chemo and just questioning the why. And then seeing my husband stand strong, and then that one night he just broke down. You know, and I still did my daily activities. I didn't want to. God put it on my heart to. We're not gonna let that affect your daily activity of life.
And I'm sure that it brought you closer to God.
Oh yeah, I was already on the journey,
Right.
but when that happened, it's like I saw it in a whole nother light.
Talk to us about the daily mental journey, because the mental stuff, it happens in steps.
Right.
Because the first stage is denial, then you questioning it, then it's acceptance.
Right.
So let's talk about the importance of the mental, because the mental is what's going to carry you through.
The mental was because the mental was with my biggest thing was I know my husband loved me. We've been together forever. How would he feel about me with no breasts? How would I look physically to other people, knowing that they know how I am as a person on the outside, standing strong?
Did you question yourself having no breasts? Am I less of a woman?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I still do that.
Yeah.
I still do that. I'll look at a person, even you guys, walk. I'm like, y'all dress. Y'all got these pretty dresses on. Y'all got y'all titties. You know? And I'm like, bro, I can't wear my little low cut. Well, I have it such as far as my pajamas, but I don't have I can't show that skin.
And not necessarily, you don't have to do that to be a beautiful person.
Right.
Mhm.
So you come.
But I felt like a part of me is missing.
Right.
And you're not going to understand it until you've been through it. So mentally, you don't want to fall into a, what you would say, a depression stage, because I kept busy. Always kept busy, found hobbies. It was like last year of 2022, every month I had something going on from the time I started treatment mid-June till December 2nd when I rang the bell. I might break the wall.
No, don't do that.
My insurance
Okay.
is all out of stuff.
You ready?
Y'all ready? Y'all want to count?
Wait up.
Every month I had something going on.
Wow.
Like it was like destined.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it rolled over to the new year, surgery came.
Yeah. So you didn't have a lot of quiet time to sit down and feel pity for yourself and
It was when I got in that car in the morning
mm-hmm.
and I drove myself to work.
Mm-hmm.
Or came back home, driving back home if I didn't have to pick up Caitlin or whatnot. And that was my mind thinking, or when I would be in the tub at night.
But you found strength.
I found strength, yes.
And that's the most important part of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Finding strength, finding that why, and finding the positive aspects in it. Okay, so you and I had a discussion, and you told me there were certain things throughout this process that was trigger words for you. So somebody else that might be going through this, their support system, what are some things that maybe should not be said? They might think it's coming from a good place, but it really offended you.
Right.
So let's talk about some of those trigger words.
No matter what type of cancer you're going through, the trigger word would be, well, you don't look like nothing that you're going through. That's a bad trigger word. Some people just don't know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be the pot calling the kettle black, because I know I be diarrhea at the mouth, but I be meaning what I say sometimes.
Yeah.
But not with a person that is sick. That's a totally different aspect, right? Never look like what you're going through. If it's you, it's you. If you dress yourself, if you was a woman that always got up, made your face and dressed when you walked out the house, be that person, stay that person. Just because you're going through treatment or you're going through cancer, it doesn't mean that you have to look like that on the outside, so that way everyone can see it. You know, because a lot of people didn't know. They thought I was just going natural and my head was bald.
Mm-hmm. Remember I told you?
It. Yeah.
You was cute.
I rocked it. I rocked my baldness. I wore my wigs, my tester. And at times when I was hot, I wore my baldness because it was a hot summer. The main trigger word is like, you don't look like nothing you have been through. Or if I give you an example, what can I do for you? Don't ask me what you can do for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you feel that you should do something for me, just do it. Don't ask me what I need. You know? I'll give you an example with this bracelet. My cousin called me one day and she was like, I got something for you. Just pull up to my house. And she gave me just a bag of goodie stuff. She never did ask me what I needed.
Right.
It was the little things like that.
Right.
I didn't want people to feel sympathy. I didn't want them to feel nothing like that at all. That's why only a certain amount of people knew. And that's all I wanted them to.
Yeah.
That was it. And then once Mama was ready to release it, Mama released it and told whoever she wanted to
But
tell.
you know what? That's just like anything. When you got something going on, you can't let everybody know what's going on.
No.
Because not all prayers are prayers.
No.
Let's be honest. So you can't tell everybody everything at one time. It's just it's different levels to it.
Correct.
So you did good by that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the outsiders could have bring you down more than lifting you up.
Right.
Those few people that knew,
Yeah.
that was who needed to know
At that time.
with you to bring you up where you are now.
Right. The journey as far as the treatments and moving into the surgery, that was the most scariest part. The treatments to me was like, ooh. And then when it came down to surgery day, January 16th, 2023,
Your birthday, girl.
I was like, my nerves was shot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if the doctor told you exactly what caused your particular breast cancer, but if you could give advice to women and men, because I think they can get breast cancer
Yep.
as well.
Yep.
What preventive measures would you or advice would you give them to prevent?
There's no such thing as preventing.
Okay.
It's nothing. It's no traits on my mother's side or my dad's side.
Okay.
Far as I could tell you what my doctor have told me, when I was diagnosed and I met him, which is the cancer doctor, and I know it's a medical term for that, but that's what I call him.
Mm-hmm. Oncologist.
He told me the top of the pandemic, when COVID hit, between the ages of 30 and 40 years of age, he started seeing a lot of African American women diagnosed with breast cancer.
Mm.
And he said, due to the COVID. Now, in terms, do they have it in black and white? No. But being that he's a medical doctor, he knows this from his other colleagues. Now, did the CDC come up with that and started telling that to the doctors or whatnot? No.
Of course not.
But as far as their conference meetings and other big wigs in that industry talked about it, was crazy.
Now
it was from the shot.
That's what I was about to ask you. Is
from
it
the
more
shot.
so from the
I'm not saying that
vaccine?
that's what I got it from,
Okay.
but it was from, like, he believed that when COVID hit and everybody started getting the Moderna and all of these shots, that's when he saw it skyrocket. He was like, I've been so busy these past 2 years with women your age coming into the doctor office with cancer, breast cancer.
Wow.
And I stumbled on a magazine, a Time magazine, and it was a woman out of New York around my age, and I read it. She was a Caucasian lady, and she spoke on it. And I was thinking it, but
The story confirmed it.
Yeah, like she felt the same way. So I was like, okay. So once they get it, he was like, we might not find this out until like 4 or 5 years later. But when they do, it's going to be trouble. You don't have to be 40 years of age. They're going to tell you, no, you cannot have a mammogram, but you can definitely.
Oh, I done had one already.
Your mammogram.
Yeah. I done had one already, and I just told him I had pain because I wanted to know. But which I wasn't lying. I did have a shoulder pain, which caused my breast to hurt. So anytime you have any type of pain in your breast, they're gonna recommend you get a mammogram.
And technology have changed, so you don't have to be scared to do anything as far as treatments go, radiation goes, or just getting your regular checkup. It was shaky. You could have been diagnosed with different levels of it and a 50% chance that you would survive. But nowadays they have so much of stuff that would cure you and you will make it.
In hindsight, pre-diagnosis, what were some physical things that you noticed about your breasts?
Physical, prior to my wellness checkup, 2 months to it, I started seeing my nipple attracting inward instead of outward. So if we outside or we're getting in the shower and your nipples attract out or coldness hit, that left wasn't doing what it's supposed to do.
It wasn't stimulating.
It wasn't at all. So I felt needles, like something was just kept poking me. I felt it. I felt a ball on my left side, but I was like, it's probably because my cycle coming on, because you get tender when your cycle on, and then it goes away. Well, that didn't go away. didn't go away. So when that was the symptoms that I experienced,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm glad it wasn't in my lymph nodes because it would have been like worse. It was a size of like a little plum because I wasn't heavy chested, so it pretty much the size of the tumor was pretty much the size of my breast.
Okay.
So from there, the treatments that you would do, it shrinks.
Mm-hmm.
So the treatments I was going to every other week, the first 4 harsh treatments is a big old red tube that they inject in you. And that was like the worst part of all the treatments that I was doing. After those every other 4 times, I went every week all the way till December 2nd.
Okay.
It's a red tube that they inject in. Did they do it through the port?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you'll watch it. It's a machine. They have it like in the hospital. You know, you hooked up with all the stuff. They'll inject it in that machine. They plug you in with another needle, and you watch it.
Oh wow.
4 hours, 5 hours. The favorite part for me was towards the end when they started giving me Benadryl.
Aww.
Because I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
That was the favorite part of towards the end. That was like mid-November. Because those wasn't as harsh.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a mixture. They call it a little cocktail. And the Benadryl was the favorite part because I would tell them I want that first before they start pumping me with the other stuff. That way I can just sleep through it. And then they'll just wake me up a couple hours later.
Okay.
Yeah. I always had someone to go with me because I couldn't drive. Coming from there, I rest that day for the shot to go off. It was just like a normal routine.
Yeah.
A normal routine. I encountered a lot of stuff. Vacation, engagement. When you guys came to the bridal shower, and I told y'all in due time. The reason why I did it is because this is how I wanted to do it. Y'all find out soon, and this is why I did it like
The
that.
most important part, you didn't stop living life.
No.
If anything, you went on with your life, you appreciated life, you started loving more, you know, and all that good stuff that came along with it.
Right.
Now, on the back end of breast cancer, what's to come? Because we know you want to do a reconstructive surgery. So let's talk a little bit about that, the bright side of it.
The bright side of it, well, I was out of work this past, from April till recent. I have a new career. Yeah.
Got that good government money.
But a new career. I plan on, everything happens for a reason because my prior job, I felt like I was blackballed. I'm going to just call it like it is, how they handled it. I came back from medical leave, and within a week's time, I ended up getting let go for safety reasons. But
it's all good because guess what? It elevated you to the level you at now. So
exactly. Because that was actually my first passion before I went with the
See how it happens.
But it works. And they knew that I was going to have reconstruction like within a month's time. And I was like, you know what? God said, no, hold on.
Yep.
You had surgery in January. You went through a lot of stuff. Let your body completely heal. It'll be a year next year in January that I'm completely healed from surgery. So a year of next year in September, I plan on doing reconstructive surgery. They're going to hopefully I can keep the fat in my stomach. And I get a free tummy tuck. And they're going to inject the fat from my stomach to my breast. And I'm going to have some boobies. What I would like to do, can I say it?
Yeah. Go, girl. It's your platform. Go.
So what I would like no, I'm thinking about my husband.
Okay, let it go.
We're not going to say that.
Let it go.
But,
we talking about it off camera, y'all. Sorry.
That's what they're going to do. And that's my goal. And then retiring from where I'm at 59. After I take medicine for the next 10 years of my life. It's hormone medicine.
Okay.
It puts you into a premenopausal stage. I'm 39. I'll be 49 when I'm completely off of it. But I have to wake up every morning and take that pill with an aspirin.
So why though? Like, I know you
It's
said
to be preventive of not with cancer not coming back and
Okay.
to regulate your hormones.
okay.
You do catch hot flashes. It kind of slowed down, but it's all about your dieting and what you eat and what
Yeah.
you drink. They try to stay away from your caffeine. Eat a lot of fruits. I'm a coffee drinker, but I only drink 1 cup a day. I try not to drink too much of caffeinated soda, but I love Dr. Pepper. You gotta have it every now and then. The treatments I would advise if you end up people that is going through treatment or whatnot, make sure you do all your dental work first because it decays a lot. I lost a few in the back. It's very costly.
Yeah.
It because the medicine and the grinding
It eats.
it eats up your enamel of everything. The other side effect,
Is
your
the chemo that's doing that?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you lose your hair, your skin color changes at the bottom of your feet. It gets dark. I lose my fingernails, my toenails, but I still had my nails. I was still going to the nail shop every 2 weeks. They were putting acrylic on it.
Okay.
So you do lose all of that. I didn't have no eyebrows. I felt good not to shave. Not to shave.
That's the upside.
That was the upside.
Where you are in your journey right now, is that considered remission as far as you finishing your ringing the bell?
You can say remission because a doctor will never say that you're cancer free because you're gonna always carry a trait. I wouldn't say remission because I never caught it again. That was my first diagnosis. So I would say right now I'm just trying to be a survivor and put the word out there as far as our younger generation to make sure that it's okay. You don't have to not feel well
Right.
to go to the doctor.
Right.
And I'm talking about from your Hygie's, STDs, mammogram, just your physical checkup to make sure that you're not overweight, diabetes, the list goes on. Just go, tell mama, hey, you never made an appointment for me in a while. Go. Make an appointment. Go get your check. Don't be scared. I wasn't scared. I just wasn't expecting it.
So now let me ask you this, because you did mention something about the medicine that you have to take for 10 years. So being that they removed all the breast tissue, you still prone to getting breast cancer again?
Yeah.
Even if the breast tissue is removed?
It can.
See, I didn't know that.
It can.
Okay.
And then when I would do my reconstructive surgery, it would go back to going back and getting a mammogram because you would still have to check all of that too.
So it would like regrow? The breast tissue would regrow in that area?
It would either, whichever way you want to come. Whichever way you want to come.
Didn't know that.
It's good.
Give it a flow, Lord. Give it a flow.
I'm gonna take a sip of wine.
Yeah. Sip today.
I know like me and my mom are very, very, very close. How was it? Because I seen your dad in a bunch of pictures on your slide on your video. How was it for your parents? Like, how was it for? Because as parents, because we're all parents. If our kids hurt, we hurt. How was it? With you and your parents going through that journey together.
Wow, I remember when I walked out of the place, Lourdes Imaging Center, and the first person I had called was my husband, of course, and then I called my mom. And my mom's reaction was, oh, Lord, don't tell me that. You got my heart hurting. And then we moved forward. My parents is kind of different.
We know.
they kind of different. I love them to death, but as far as showing like affection and emotion and stuff like that, They showed it in different ways. My mama didn't want to touch no part of it. She was very supportive.
Right.
She helped me at the end and took care of me when I came back from the hospital. She stayed with me for like 2 weeks and till we was able to take the tubes out of me and unbandage me. That's a whole nother level right there. And my dad, he came with me to the treatments, but he didn't stay in there.
Mm-hmm.
He went and get him some coffee and congregate with.
Of course he did.
I said, "Where you been? I needed some snacks out of the snack because you could have anything you wanted."
Like that.
He didn't. I know. I felt that, but he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come with you see stuff." I'm thinking he was going to show. You saw him.
Not
That
at
was
all.
that picture of that moment, and then after that, he had left.
Yeah.
And then he came back like 2 hours later. I'm like, "Where you been? Nobody could have got my cookie, my drink. I needed my drink." So yeah,
He forgot the assignment.
Yeah, right. But as far they were supportive. They did what they had to do as far as the support. My mom, I think, had her own support team. She didn't really tell me, but eventually she started kind of venting to me afterwards of how to cope with me because she didn't understand my attitude. She didn't understand why I was mad and angry.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wouldn't say I would pop off all the time, but my hormones was just like anything would just irritate
Set you
me,
off.
set me
Yeah.
off, like leave me alone.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she had to talk to someone who was like, how do I go about
Mm-hmm.
engaging with a conversation with my child, or just I want to be there for her, but
It's hard to.
I can't be there
Mm-hmm.
physically, but on the phone,
Yeah.
but she didn't want to like really see me.
Yeah. It made it too real for her.
Yeah,
And it probably put her in a dark space.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for any woman or any young woman watching, what advice would you give them?
It's important to get checked. Not just mammogram, everything. My little girl is 12 years old. Caitlin is 12 years old. And we just came back from a wellness check 2 weeks ago. We do this every year. And I make her doctor check her from
Head to toe.
head to toe. So her doctor pretty much tells me, okay, at this age, we're going to do this. At this age, we're going to do that. At 18, she will have her first mammogram.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
She will have her first mammogram. They cannot say no.
Mm-hmm.
She would have her first mammogram. So, yeah, just get checked. And even if your parents doesn't, there's a lot of health clinics that is open doors for females to just go in and check yourself.
Yeah.
They'll take you. And
Especially
you can check
this
yourself.
month, being
Yes,
that it's breast cancer awareness month,
yeah.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
free clinics and information that's out there.
Right.
Yeah.
Being that you had the double mastectomy, did you have to have like a hysterectomy or that?
That was a question asked from my doctor if it had to be, and being that it wasn't in my lymph nodes and I was never a person that was complicated with my monthly cycles. I didn't have to have it, thank God. I didn't have to have radiation either, because that would have prolonged me with my cosmetic surgery as well, because you don't do radiation until after chemo. Unless the extent of your stage is higher. I was diagnosed with grade 2. So it wasn't as aggressive as if it was going into the 3rd stage or whatever. But just get checked.
Yeah.
That's my main goal, to go out there and motivate people all over. I don't care what color he is. I don't care how old you are. And I push the issue for our younger generation more likely, because if we don't take control of it, it's going to be crazy in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
So that's my main goal as far as why we're doing this, why I want to do it, to put it out there for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Well, from me to you, you went through it gracefully. You look beautiful.
Thank you,
It don't
y'all.
always
Thank
have to be a negative thing, you know, dead, scary, you know.
Right.
So get checked.
Yes. Yeah.
Get checked. I feel like that's the theme of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hashtag get checked.
Hashtag get checked.
thank y'all so much. So
Yeah, well,
much.
thanks for sharing your story with us. We appreciate it. I'm sure anybody else that's looking and listening appreciate it too. If someone wanted to reach out to you to have a conversation with you personally, maybe going through it or have a family member going through it, how could they reach you?
Well, I'm not quite on social media like that.
But she is on Snap, y'all.
But I'm on Snap.
Give them your handle.
It's Tricia the One
Okay.
on Snap. I will make sure Miss Elena would put it down below.
And y'all can reach out to me once I want seen. Y'all know my handles. Reach out to me and I could always put you in touch with her. Well, let's cheers. Let's pay homage to Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Let's toast to the pink. Love, light, happiness, health, which is our wealth.
Yes.
Health is wealth.
Health is wealth.
Hashtag get checked.
Hashtag get checked. And as always, aspire, inspire, and pour into others. Until next time, folks. One sound, one see. We are out. Peace.
Woo.